Let me into that machine. No, you can't go on now. Papi's doing his stuff. I can't, Professor, or you'll just watch me. Let me into that machine. No, you can't go on now. Papi's doing his stuff. I can't, Professor, or you'll just watch me. Let me into that machine.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, or something like that.
Ada. Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi, welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Daza. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? This is I, Sadistic Spirit Guide Yokai Papiwolf, and we are joined by a friend who I have come to know over the a while. Everyone, I introduced you to Umbrella. Umbrella, say hi.
Hello, how's it going?
How are you doing? It is Sunday afternoon for you?
Yeah, it's Sunday noon on December 1st.
Nice. Yeah, it's the beginning of the last month. How would you give us a little bit of info about you? Because I only know so much about you, but let's give the crowd a little bit of gist of who you are.
Well, let's see. I am a sea slug. Doesn't represent any of my OCs or anything, but I am a streamer, part-time YouTuber. Whenever I decide not to be lazy, and yeah, I don't know. Most of the time, I just go on weird rants on Twitter.
I've seen a good couple of them. I feel like most of them are pertained to either the live-in Rhea storytelling that is just dry as 5 old day Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah, that storyline, I need it to end soon. Not only because it's only the women's title, but it's overplayed at this point.
You think so?
I think so, especially with how they've been making Rhea from she's just getting attacked and she's like out for the game, like out for the match. And yesterday we saw she gets ambushed and she just throws it off like whatever. Like people on Twitter, like wrestling pages, people were not happy with the performance yesterday.
I think it started off slow, but I think it found its rhythm at the end. But I think a lot of it was just, I always feel like they kind of fuck the girls over when they make them open up the show. Because I noticed in guy matches too sometimes that the first match can always it takes a minute to kind of find the groove.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think it being a War Games match, the namesake for the event, it should have been held. Not to be the opener. Maybe have it before the men's, because it's the Bloodline match. That's always going to be the main event. But let's see. I think I would have had it. After Braun, Ludwig, Piper, and Sheamus. I think I would have had either them or LA Knight and Shinsuke open.
I would have had it after Braun and the Ludwig and the Sheamus match, because I think that match was very high octane, very fast pace. It could have excused the slow startup, because you can go, okay, this is fine. We just came off this fucking match with all these close finishes, something that's gonna warm up and eventually get us there. I would be fine with.
Yeah, 100%.
God, man, did you like the men's at least?
Yeah, I actually found it very entertaining, especially the little small aspects of Roman and Punk not agreeing what's gonna happen. A little bit had me Punk is he's gonna screw over Roman, he's gonna not go in, I don't know what's gonna happen. And then you had Roman spear Punk, and I was like, oh, this is even better.
I see what I was hoping for, and I'm of the camp of I think we have to let the OTC win, because the last Bloodline, the new Bloodline had just won the last match. I like a good give and take, and I feel like with Solo being more comfortable on the mic, it hasn't been as stale as I think a lot of people were gonna paint it out to be.
Yeah.
But the second he added his flavor, his big boss, man, I don't give two shits. It really did kind of give this new fresh coat of paint on this almost 5-year rivalry that's been going on for ever now.
Oh, definitely. And honestly, I have grown to really enjoy Solo on the mic. He's hilarious just with the shit talking he does. But it's something different. Because, you have other shit like Dom, Logan when he was in action. Like, yeah, they have their shit talking, but Solo, just how he how do you say it? Like, how he puts it into words.
He has that aura.
Is unique. Yeah.
Like what Dom and Logan have is they just have heat. This man has like the heat, but he cooks with it. Like I'm not like, you know, and I love Dom, dude. Shout out to like I'm not gonna use his real name, but I love him like a lot. I think he's grown significantly. If like there was an award for like most improved wrestler or most like improved character wise, he's number one. I think he's definitely number one. I mean, I put him up number one. Over maybe second place, I'd put Maxine Dupree, because I feel like she's definitely gotten a lot better as a wrestler too. But like, I think everyone could all agree like Dominic Mysterio would have just fallen into like the just overshadowed
that shadow.
Yeah, but like seeing him become like Dirty Dom, oh my god, it was just, it's epic, bro.
Yeah, just his growth has been, yeah, like you said, it's great. And for him to be, he's his own person. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, Dom, you know, Rey Mysterio. No, it's Dom and Rey. They're two completely different people in the company. It
almost feels like we have Eddie Guerrero back, just a very different, like a very like old school evil Eddie from like WCW. Like that's how it feels when I see him on when you see him grab the mic. And I like that they let him curse and do his promos in Spanish now. I think that gives him a lot more confidence than he would in English, which I'm pretty sure he's very bilingual, at least from the people I've talked to about him.
Yeah. But I think also it adds a special flair to it.
Yeah, like, this is horrible. I was gonna say it makes him sound nasty. I was like, well, hold on, I'm Mexican, so I can say that. Like, he has like that very like dirty, like bad guy kind of like look to himself.
Yeah, it would for me. It's like, you know what? Throw this guy in a novela. You can tell he's a bad guy. Like,
yes,
he's perfect. Yeah, he's perfect. How he, like, on the mic, how he performs, even off the mic. Like, if you've seen any of the interviews or even the shorts of him, he stays in character, and it's just like, holy shit, I think this guy actually does hate his dad, but it's like, it's a character. At the same time, it's either he does, him and Ray probably, I mean, they're professional. Their family, man, I don't know where I was going with this.
No, I kind of see where you're going with. Like, they have like they carry this kind of old school aura. Like, even his costume is like a very big nod to like a lot of old school luchador, like lucha libre like style wrestlers.
Yes. People that 90% of wrestling in like WWE fans, I would even say AEW fans, have no idea they even existed, because, you know, growing up, it was two completely different things. You had WWE being its own thing, and then wrestling outside was, it's a very own thing. And I think now with the whole WWE ID stuff and the ability that wrestlers can go and do independent shows, it's a nice way to spread the existing fan base to other companies to see what they're doing, to see their performers.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not just WWE anymore.
It feels definitely a lot more explorative. Like, I know they had like a somewhat deal with New Japan, and they just kind of started getting the deal with TNA, and I honestly think that's what WWE had been missing for so long, and that's why AEW, when they first started out, was kind of thriving. There was no collaboration at all, and it kind of felt like WWE is its own world, but yet you're bringing in like talent from like the independent circuit, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, or you're bringing in people that had like their best time, their best careers over in TNA, like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. And I think they dropped the ball with them a lot until Triple H took the helms, and I feel like he's just made most of the TNA stars like shine. Like, I mean, look at how much pop Joe Hendry got just to come up for NXT. Like, insane.
Yeah, that was, and it threw his, I would argue, like, it threw his popularity even higher, because, you know, this guy, he has his own unique gimmick. You know, the whole him making music about his opponents, his own entrance. It's fresh. It's never, I would say it's never been done before in WWE. So people really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Like, every time, you know, say his name, boom, you just start singing with it. And yeah, I think, yeah, like you said, they did fumble with AJ and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe obviously being the biggest flop, like the biggest fumble.
It's
he
insane.
Was good.
He was great on the mic. Like, he was an assassin. Like, Samoa Joe had no business being so good on the mic, and it would have just been perfect to see him and like an LA Knight go off. We never got I don't think we ever really got to see like Samoa Joe versus The Miz. Like, Samoa Joe really was him. Like,
yeah. And now he's at AEW. Right,
just wasting.
Yeah, he's with AEW, right?
I think he's, I think he's with AEW currently right now. I think he's out. Like, I think AEW has one major big problem. I do enjoy AEW's work and content, but I think they just have so many wrestlers on their roster, and they don't know what to do with them at all, that it becomes kind of pointless to have all these people signed to your company if you're not gonna like make them all shine.
Yeah, especially if they have, I think they have an issue of that talent. They're getting paid all that money, but because they want to be the top, they're not willing to put people over as well.
Yeah.
Like, my biggest gripe, like Becky Lynch, she's a great performer, good on the mic. I did not like the fact that she always says, I have to be the champion, I gotta prove something, blah 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 blah. I would have liked it if she's like, I'm gonna help put some of these other women over. You know, like Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Zoe.
Yeah.
What's the one girl that always makes TikToks with
Ludwig? Oh, Jaden Carter? Or Caden Carter?
I think Caden.
Caden Carter.
It would have been nice. It would have been nice to see Becky Lynch push some of these women over before taking this massive break that she's been doing.
Or her book tour.
Same with her, Charlotte Flair, when she was in, like, I feel like Charlotte Flair especially, you know, Ric Flair being her dad, they probably came in with the whole mindset, like, I have to be the top. And that worked in the 80s and the 90s, but it's a new WWE, like a new wrestling scene, new WWE scene. People want to see people get put over. They want to see champions defend. Like, biggest gripe, I hate champions that don't defend their titles. But yeah, like, it's just more talent being put over is always a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's what I really liked about the LA Knight versus the Shinsuke match was, like, I don't think anyone thought that was gonna go the way it did, but I am very happy because it shows that LA Knight isn't just like, and most people, he could have honestly argued, hey, let's keep the title on me longer and let's have this feud kind of draw out, but he really liked it. He kind of just said, no, I want to lose the title and then that'll make it like a fun comeback.
Oh yeah, that was the surprising match for me. I was like, man, they're gonna bring Shinsuke, they're gonna have him lose to LA Knight. Maybe this story develops, but them giving the title to Shinsuke, I was like, you know what? Good job. I like it.
I think what I have an issue with is like they've always kind of had wrestlers like Shinsuke that like they really could run to the top with. They can literally like have them win, and then they set it up. They set up the storyline. He can win, only to like pull the rug under us and be like, "Oh, you guys thought." And it's like, no, what the fuck? Like the Seth Rollins match, like I could see why he lost the first one. The first one was like either or, but that second one, Shinsuke literally handled. Like he handled that match. That last man standing match should have ended with Shinsuke winning, and I get annoyed because you had Seth Rollins win only because you wanted to make Seth Rollins essentially your long-term champion to give some validity to the belt. And I think people forget what makes the belt so good is when if it's not just the same champion beats 50 people. Like that can set up the wrestler, but if the wrestler's already established, then that does nothing for the wrestler. Like you want to see somebody like come up on top over a wrestler to like make that champion work his ass off to get the title back, or maybe you want to see that newbie like look at what like with Damian Priest. Damian Priest legitimately got it Money in the Bank. He got the title, and seeing him basically go challenger after challenger legitly felt like, whoa, what are we doing here? Like Damian Priest has a different aura with the belts around him.
Yeah, Damian Priest's run, as short-lived as it was really, really something. And I was expecting it to be, you know, Gunther, he's gonna lose, Finn's gonna interfere, Finn's gonna interfere, sets it up for Bad Blood.
Yeah.
That was close to this. And that wasn't how it came out. It wasn't a title match between Finn Balor and Damian Priest like I would have liked, but the match they did give was still decent. I think the whole Finn, like how Finn is right now, it's okay. That match, I would have loved to see him come out as the Demon King, but like going back to the fighting champions, yeah, people like that. I don't know why sometimes they're like, you know, we're gonna play it safe. Like for me, I hated Roman's run because every time, oh, Sami Zayn's gonna beat him. Here comes the bloodline. Oh, great. Kevin Owens I think Kevin Owens faced him, right? For the title?
Yeah, Kevin Owens did face him.
Kevin Owens. It's bloodline. The first time with Cody, bloodline. I'm like, I don't want champions getting their ass saved by their groups. I want them, like, if they're gonna lose, let them lose. I think if Sami would have beaten Roman, that would have been beautiful. Have Sami do a small title reign, have Roman come back, beat him, get his title back, just to be like, you know what, I am that guy. But that wasn't what happened. I mean, we all saw the Cody story came to an end. Everybody and their mother came in to help both Roman and Cody. It was awesome to see, but like, yeah, championship matches that get interfered to help the champion. It always leaves a bad flavor in my mouth. Like maybe it was like, oh, outside forces helping the challenger, that could be interesting, especially if it's like, oh, Finn Balor helped beat Gunther, or help Gunther beat Damian. Now we have Damian versus Finn. It was great. And Finn could always be like, it's gonna be, hopefully it's because of Thing 2 with what happened yesterday. Finn can tell Gunther, you can't defend that title. You couldn't win that title if it wasn't for me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, set up that triple threat where like the interferer has to be in the match, so like he can only do so much.
Yes. And you know what? Just because of the Judgment Day, throw it in a Hell in a Cell or a Cage. Sure.
Oh man. I like the Roman's run. I like bad guys. I like I always call it the edge aura, when you do whatever it takes to keep that belt on you. Like, that's what made me like Miz when he was champion early on, was that the fact that like Miz would do whatever it takes. Like, Miz felt like a weak bad guy that just got lucky all the time, and it drove me crazy. I like that aura, like with a lot of champions, like that like they feel like they can lose the title any second, like they have to like hold on to it, but like one quick dirty trick, one quick like misuse of this, then they take control of a match and then they win. Like, I really enjoy that, and I think that's why I liked the Bloodline's long reign, is because it felt like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're gonna keep using your guys against, like, do we need to get somebody with guys against you or not? And I did enjoy the Cody win. I liked it. I loved it. I mean, it ended a story. It was so cinematic, like you could legitimately make a movie off of it. But I think my issue with that now is like the Cody run just hasn't felt at danger of a title switch, and I think that's its biggest problem, is like, I don't know who's gonna win. Like, give me a bad guy that makes me feel like Cody Rhodes can lose. Everyone else has just felt like they're at his level. I haven't felt like there's any wrestler who's been like, no, I'm above you, other than Roman Reigns. And I think that's the big problem with heels, is there's only two, and you've already had Cody beat Gunther, and we don't want to see Roman versus Cody again yet. So like, who else can do it? And I am happy that we're kind of slowly building Kevin Owens and saying, no, Kevin Owens is a big bad. You guys just forgot, and we're going to slowly get that soon.
Oh, 100%. I think I like, okay, going back to there's only two heels right now. I know Seth had an interview where he did say like, yeah, right now there's not enough. And 100% agree. For Cody, I don't think his title matches have been, they've just been title matches. They haven't been really like, you had the first time when him and Kevin were going up against each other. Mm-hmm. Kevin didn't really want the match. The only reason he, like, story-wise, the only reason he took the match was because, oh, we're going to give it to Roman. And that, of course, Kevin was like, "Oh, hell no! You're not gonna give it to Roman? Seriously?" So, I think Saturday main event, that's gonna be interesting. I would love to see Kevin just destroy Cody. Even do a storyline of he's out due to injury for a bit.
Yeah.
Have this Kevin Owens who's just full of anger. Like, that's how he defends his title, just destroying everybody who comes and it gets in his way. Even said, I would argue, kind of a match where Sammy comes in and he's like, I'm going to put you in your place, and have Kevin Owens go off of the Bloodline. Be like, you went to join the Bloodline after everything they did to me, even did to you, and yet you're still back in their pocket. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And yeah, I think that story-wise, that works perfectly.
I think, and I'll say this because I like Kevin Owens so much. I think Kevin Owens should honestly be the one who dethrones Cody.
Yeah, I would. Right now, he's the person that seems the most appealing to take the title from Cody.
I would like it like this, and if they set it up like this, it can be perfect. Is we already had him take out Randy Orton, have him come after Sami Zayn next, and then eventually Seth Rollins, and then kind of paint this narrative of like he's taken out everybody who's ever helped Cody get that title, and kind of be like, Cody, you did this to them. You betrayed them. The second you turned your back and started like fraternizing with the bloodline, like you made me do this to them. Like I would love that like level of insanity, and it would give us some pretty fucking great matches that we haven't seen in forever. Like Kevin versus Sammy is always a banger match. Like those two, I honestly believe can't ever put on bad matches like together. And then it'll give us what we all kind of really want, and that's setting up Kevin Owens to be this next big bad, and really make us feel like, oh, is this guy gonna take the title from Cody?
Yeah, story-wise, that would be perfect. It would be, because yeah, especially after everything Kevin has had to go through because of the bloodline. I think, yeah, you have all of this, but yeah, Cody, this is all your fault. Everybody who helped you, they're hurt because of you. But I think ultimately, at the end, you have it like after he's done with Cody, have him start going after the bloodline one by one.
That would be nice too.
Are just taking out Jimmy, Jay, if Sammy's not done yet, Sammy, set him up for Roman versus Kevin, and have Kevin beat him. Have Kevin beat Roman, and maybe down the line have him lose the title have him lose the title to someone, not Bloodline, not Cody, maybe Randy, either Randy or Sammy.
I like Randy because I like the comeback idea of like Randy Orton being the first one that was like taken out of commission, quote unquote, by Kevin Owens, comes back and takes the title from him. Could really set up like this like perfect record for the perfect reason and record and story wise to get one, Randy Orton a title on him, and two, add him to the list of like, I believe he would be considered a 16-time world champion when he gets the title. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's tied with Flair. I know that.
I thought Cena was tied.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Cena, Flair, and then under them, Randy and someone else's tied.
Sorry about that. That was my cat. He fucking.
Yeah,
it was just Dongo. Sorry about that. He's just being a bad boy. I'm so sorry. My cat he's a crazy, like I have a black cat and he's crazy. Like this motherfucker is like trying to eat the Thanksgiving leftovers. He's like jumping all over everything in the house. Like he's insane.
He's being a menace, basically.
Dude, he is the menace. Like it is annoying sometimes where I'm like, God, this kid is gonna drive me crazy.
No, I understand. I have a black cat too. He's more of at night I'm just gonna start making all types of noises and destroying everything while you were sleeping.
Oh,
yeah, I don't care. Yeah, that's black cat energy. I know that everybody's always about orange cats. Nah, black cats are just, they're different. They're built different.
I could do agreed. Fucking causing me nothing but like trauma and like waking me up in the middle of the night and me going like, dude, what the fuck is happening? Only to like figure it out it's just them like just dropping things and like jumping all around, and it's insane. I'm to the point where like I'm like I can't even like really be mad because it's happening so frequently. It's like okay, let me roll with those punches.
Yeah, black cat energy completely something you gotta be prepared for. I think even just holding a cat, really.
Yeah.
It's something different. People are like, oh, get a cat. They take care of themselves. Yeah, they take care of themselves, but then when they're bored, guess what? You are an unwilling participant of their boredom.
Yeah, you're a victim of their crimes against the fucking planet.
Mm-hmm. Like, you want a pet that's easy maintenance, that you don't really have to take care of? Maybe a fish. Like, just a single fish. Because, yeah, cats, you're in it for the long run.
Oh, man. I wanted to ask you this because, like I always kind of like, I'm in the middle of liking this and not liking this. How do you feel if the next Rumble winner wins or loses at WrestleMania? Like the next couple of Rumble winners, like for the males and the females.
I think it would depend on who the winners are. But I'm not against the idea that they have their WrestleMania moment. And just for them to drop it. Because it would be perfect. Like, story-wise, it's perfect. But it's also something different. Because I can't remember the last time a Royal Rumble winner doesn't win or loses their WrestleMania moment. Like, the last few WrestleManias, I mean, they were both on the men's side, they were Cody. He lost against the Bloodline, understandable. We knew that. We kind of suspected that.
Yeah.
Came back, won it. Oh, wow, cool. Then for the women's, you had Bayley. And that
Rhea.
Story was kind of... I forgot Rhea. I know Bayley. Bayley you had, and it was like, oh, that's expected. She's gonna turn on Io. Oh, guess what? She turned on Io. I would have loved for her to lose against Io because after last year, last 4 games where she jumped off the top of the cage in the trash can, I was like, you know what? That's championship material. And then Rhea, it's Rhea, like.
Well, what I was gonna say was when you had mentioned Charlotte Flair earlier, I felt like Charlotte Flair put Rhea over and really made like Rhea like that whole year of Rhea. I would argue like her having that title after WrestleMania and winning it really had her become like the like face of wrestling for a minute. Like she was the bad bitch of wrestling because she took the SmackDown title from Charlotte Flair. She won her at WrestleMania. Like she really like elevated from just being a tag partner on NXT and stuff like this. Really made us like all feel like, dude, she's the bitch, bro. She's the best out of the best now. And this is like coming off of her Judgment Day and their turn on Edge and like the match against Beth Phoenix. Like all of this really like all solidified that like when she got that title, like how could she not? Like she's proven that she is like the dominant force in wrestling.
Yeah, she had her. I would, like you said, she was the face at that time. She was on her run, and just for it to, from then to now, it's completely different.
Oh yeah.
You have the whole Judgment Day, Live rivalry, and if they would have done what they're doing with her now back then, I think I would have liked it more. But with how she is right now, like during the match when she's getting beat up on by everybody, getting hit with a bat,
oh yeah,
and then she's just like, oh, I'm fine. Like nah, just don't even. Like I think they need a rework. Instead of having her just be this, it doesn't matter how much pain you throw at me, I'm gonna shrug it off. Like that was Vince's WWE. We want, oh, she's getting her ass whooped. Oh, she's gonna come back, maybe she'll get her ass whooped a couple more times. War Games would have been perfect for everybody to be like, oh, they're gonna help her get even, but she isn't getting her ass whooped. And that was kind of half true. But yeah, like with the whole ending of her just shrugging off everybody attacking her with the bat, and then perfectly doing her finisher on Liv. Yeah, that was. I think they dropped the ball right there.
Yeah, I think they have the problem of, it feels like they're kind of making a female Hulk Hogan with Rhea, where like she's like, oh, nothing can really hurt her. Like she comes back and like she's so strong she could take five of the women at once. And I think when you have a War Games with 2 of your women's champions, like I really think you should have let the women champion team win, because it just made your champions look weaker, especially when like, oh yeah, in terms of Rhea Ripley, she can take any belt she wants. It's like it kind of feels like, then why are we not putting a belt on her right away then? Why is she out of the championship run? Like, do we want her as holding a belt? Like I did like the Liv and Rhea beginning, simply because it felt very like Liv was a shark attacking Rhea, and now it just feels like Rhea's the shark again. It's like, well, why are we changing character motivation so much? Like, you should have had like Liv be excited to see Rhea and think like, oh perfect, I'm gonna take you out again, not just constantly running away with Raquel. Then I feel like they nerfed Raquel too. Raquel and Rhea like were all like basically back to back. Like this was like even matchup, and now it feels like, oh, Raquel's even a bitch compared to Rhea. And it's like, we gotta stop building Rhea up so high if you're gonna make everyone look so weak, because now it's like, are we ever gonna have a good run with Rhea again, where we're just kind of like, okay, well, Rhea needs an opponent who's on her level. If we build her up too high, we're never gonna get a wrestler that's gonna be her.
Yeah, agreed. Like you said, with when they first started the Liv Rhea, I guess story, it worked because Liv was like, it's the Liv Morgan revenge tour. I'm gonna take everything away from you, and it worked. And then you had that first match after Rhea lost the title. She cost herself every day. She cost herself the title because she went after Dom.
Yeah.
Even if the writing of the story wasn't perfect, or not the match, the choreography of the match wasn't perfect, because I know people were just like, Raquel came too soon. Why did she still throw Liv over Rhea, even though she was disqualified? Like, yeah, like at that point, Rhea should have been like, I'm gonna refocus myself. I'm gonna go face all these other women. I'm gonna face the 2 powerhouses in the tag team division right now, Jade and Bianca. I need to prove that if I can beat both of them, that proves that I am the bitch. I am the woman of this division. I am gonna go back, or I'm gonna go earn a title shot. I wouldn't throw it into the I wouldn't give it to her through the Rumble. I would give it to her in the Elimination Chamber, because that's the deadliest match right now in the company. Have her win there, then go whoever is the female champ, beat the living hell out of them. But if you're gonna build her up reasonably, not how, like you said, not the Hulk Hogan way.
No, I agree. Like, it's just becoming stale. Like, I think everyone is getting to the end of the bread, and they're just kind of annoyed with how far this is gone. I for one, I don't hate the storyline because it's always interesting, but I am at the point where I'm like, okay, we gotta do something else here, because we've already seen Liv lose, quote unquote, get pinned so many times now. We need to stop this. We need to put we need to get Liv back her aura, because it just feels like she went she's now the scared one. She's running away, but she's the champion, so we want to feel like she's ready for the battle. I think we need to call up some NXT people up soon, because like there's some people like Stephanie Valkyrie or like I forget who else that are like you think Roxanne Perez? Yeah. Like
I think someone had said on Twitter, someone was like, they need to bring up someone and basically have her pull a page, have the NXT face come up and win the title, and I think Roxanne Perez is perfect. Have her come up, win. I would even argue have her win the women's title, drop the NXT title, and be like, this just proves that I am the best. I can come up, beat the current champion. I'm losing my NXT title because I'm letting it go, not because anybody beat me.
I like that. That I could see that a very, very like Paige move. Jesus Christ! Like I can see Roxanne Perez. Like there's a lot of new like a lot of the female wrestlers on NXT that just have that like hunger. I just think Stephanie Valkyrie would be perfect against like a Rhea Ripley, or maybe even like on like Tiffany Stratton. I feel like Tiffany Stratton is like this weird, like, I want to say she's a powerhouse, but she gives me like Shawn Michaels. You could tell she's trained by Shawn Michaels. She gives me Shawn Michaels vibes, where Shawn Michaels can go for either mid-card titles, tag titles, or like world titles. Like he's just like, whatever he's in, he has like this like great run.
Yeah, I agree. And it's weird how they're using her, but they're not using her at the same time.
Yeah.
She has the Money in the Bank. She's getting in all these big matches, and it's just like, are they building up for Tiffany to turn on Nia? Which, so far, it looks that's gonna be the story.
Yeah.
I don't know at what point, but she still has a long time before she has to use that Money in the Bank. And I think like character-wise, they've established her very well. She's very, I enjoy her being very cocky.
Yeah.
And she can wrestle. Like she does the moves, she does the high flying, she can perform. Of course, all the storylines, they're gonna have her lose because, you know, you gotta put up all these other people. With her, I think like if she doesn't turn on Nia, you have Naomi beat Nia, and right away you have Tiffany cash in on Naomi.
I could see that. I'm also happy that like everyone is taking time with Money in the Bank again. Like I really can't. Like, it was cool the first time when Seth Rollins won it, then heisted the Century, attacked Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Or no, it wasn't Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. It was I think it was Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
I think so. That would have made sense.
Yeah, but
because it was like around the time the Shield broke up.
Yeah, but like, I think fast cash-ins don't work unless you don't see them coming. Like I want to like random, like, give me a good match at Money in the Bank. The champion wins. He's walking away, and then boom, he gets hit, and then you see it's the Money in the Bank winner. Like something like that, where I'm like, oh my god, we're doing this. Like instead, like we had like what, Drew McIntyre grab it and walk in and like just kind of throw himself in the match. It felt like a waste of Money in the Bank, while like Tiffany Stratton at the very least is like showing us, oh no, she still has it and she's always ready to use it. Like, yeah, I like that.
I think Yeah, like I agree. The long game is better, especially in the into getting into the current champ's head. But I do think every now and then, not always, because then it would just be tacky. You have a Drew McIntyre situation where they're so eager to use it, and then they just fumble it. Like it still works. Just don't do it every year.
Yeah.
Don't do it at the same time. Don't do it with the same people. Like, have someone do it. Have someone do it at WrestleMania. Have them think, oh, I'm gonna ruin this champion's day, and they're like, I'm cashing it in just for them to lose it. If you could build stories off of it, and you could also use it as, you know what, this person wasn't ready. That's why they screwed up. They fumbled their chance with the Money in the Bank case. Throw them into the mid card, see how they do. Once you think they're ready, give them a title shot the right way, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And see where it goes from there.
I think that's the correct way. Like, I feel like that's what they did with Damian Priest. I feel like they just told them to hold off on it until like their storylines that they wanted to wrap up were wrapped up. That way he could make his storyline. But I don't know. How do you feel about the new mid-card titles for the women division?
I like it. I think it's been it's been overdue.
Yeah.
And especially the way that they're doing it with tournaments instead of just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna two people
Battle
are gonna
Royale.
fight. Yeah, or Battle Royale. Whoever wins, they get the title. Like the US, I think the way they put it out as well. You do the US title because SmackDown has been getting a lot of the focus, especially with Raw moving down to the 2-hour mark because of the whole move to Netflix here in a month. But yeah, the whole long overdue. I still think not just the women, not just the men, both sides, both companies, or not companies, both shows, maybe one more title for each.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really, I love the idea of the mid card for women finally. Love the titles. I love how it looked right now because I don't know if you see, but not only on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, all the wrestling pages, there's three names that always come up: Zelina, Chelsea Green, and Nation.
Yeah.
Those are the three that should have gold, and either with SmackDown, I could see either Green or Nation, and I would be happy with either of them.
I think Chelsea Green needs to win the title.
I would love for her to win the title. I would, just because of who her husband is, I would love for her to win the title in like an extreme way.
I think she can have a good match. I think if because I'm pretty sure the last part of the tournament is gonna be a singles match versus her in it's gonna be her versus Michin. I can already see it, and I'm not gonna lie, seeing Chelsea Green with the United States title, I feel like it's perfect. It kind of gives us because I mean she's not. I wouldn't call her female Zack Ryder, but I don't know what her and her husband aura is. They just have I call it the maxed out mid card. They give maxed out mid card energy.
Yeah, there's a small part of me that's they can be higher, but the mid card, I think that's where they would shine the most.
Yeah.
especially with how a lot more of most talent, it seems like they want to go mid card and then straight to the top, and it's like sometimes you're not main goal talent. And one prime example, Ricochet, he was not top gold material.
Yeah,
mid card, he was perfect. He was perfect. He was give him an intercontinental title run. He was put on a great show, but he was not.
Yeah,
maybe send him to one of those
NXT?
Professional. I would say NXT. Maybe send him to NXT so that he could work on his mic skills, because that was his biggest flaw. His promos are just
his Twitter skills too, bro.
Yeah, like, he needs to work. If he wants to be top talent, he needs work when it comes to promos.
I think that's
you put on a show.
Yeah,
like Logan Paul. He like outside of wrestling, yeah, everybody agrees he's kind of a shit person. I love him in WWE, just in how his shit talking abilities. He could also back it up in the ring.
Yeah,
I could see him with top gold. But
yeah,
like Chelsea, yes, she can wrestle, she has the promo ability, but yeah, you don't think WWE champion with Chelsea. You're like, you know what? A good mid-card champ, be that workhorse and push people up, put them over. You're still getting put on SmackDown multiple times a month. It's perfect.
I think a lot of people have like a bad taste with like all their mid-card talent. I was like, you have to understand, like, I personally think this in WWE, like, the fact that you are on live TV is proof that the company has faith in you. Like, I know, I remember when Kofi Mania was going off, and I think I was of the same volition that seeing Kofi Kingston, because I like when wrestlers are considered in that equation, but they just never reach it. Like, I love that, like, he was always in the main talent equation, that he was always in the main event equation. He just never really could seal the deal. But it really was his showing at Elimination Chamber that made people go, yo, why aren't we kind of pushing for him to get main gold? Like, this guy can fucking do it all now. He is like, without the Jamaican accent, he's kind of good. Like, I like this story.
Yeah, Kofi, his run, it was great. Even, I don't know why last year they didn't do anything with him, but his Royal Rumble performances are always great. With his ability to, he's getting eliminated. Just kidding, not really. He's gonna figure out how to get back in. Oh, he got back. Like, that was awesome to watch. And it's like, yeah, put him up. He's doing main events. Put him in that consideration. And maybe not once a year, but every now and then, put him into a running for the title. Maybe give it to him for a little bit. He doesn't have to run with it for multiple months. Have him do a short reign. Put over someone that they want to be the champion at the time. But yeah, Kofi's a perfect example of he's top talent. And he doesn't need to have gold. Even in the tag division, he doesn't need gold there either. Just Kofi being Kofi. He's a Hall of Fame. He's gonna be a Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
100%.
I think we've all kind of seen this, especially with him getting his run with like the New Day and how they're celebrating the 10th anniversary. I don't know what I think like I said, like, a lot of the people in the tag division are great single wrestlers. Like, I was gonna call him Austin Creed, but Xavier Woods, like, he's honestly like wrestling wise, he's fucking solid, and he's not bad on the mic either. And like I always wonder, like I don't like that we pigeonhole a lot of our like tag division wrestlers to just stay tag division. Like if I've learned anything from seeing like the aura that Jey Uso has, like when you go off and do your singles run for like some of these tag people, they do not get lost in the sauce. Like I honestly think like the amount of like times we've seen Jey almost win a title, even now we just saw him won the Intercontinental title and just to lose it. I need to see him in the World Heavyweight picture, and I understand we want to use him in the storyline more than we want to see him in those pictures, but you gotta find your way back. Like I need to see like a rematch with him and Braun Breaker. I need like a 3-for-3 with that. I need to see like stipulation matches between these guys, because I think that's what's really missing. Like I mean, I think one of my favorite Royal Rumble matches is the 3-for-3 that John Cena did in the single night, where he went against Triple H, had to do a last man standing match against Umaga, just to do another match with Triple H all in the same night. Like I remember like that level of like, oh my god, like why are we doing this? Like are we just trying to see someone lose gold like that? Are we really like stacking the deck against a champion like that? Like I would love to see something similar in that range of like pushing our champions, or like doing these interesting stipulations to kind of make it feel like, oh my god, how are they going to get out of this, instead of going, oh, it's just a singles match and let's see how far it gets before I start freaking out if they're going to leave with their belt or not.
Yeah, I don't think right now there's any talent that can match up to Cena doing something like that without getting a bad reaction from the universe. But yeah, more. I would love to see Jey get pushed back into the single title picture, because his runs did seem it seemed short and forced for him to lose the title.
Yeah,
just because of the whole bloodline thing. Stipulation matches, I would love to see more of them come back, because it does kind of get stale when each match of the pay-per-view is the same.
Yeah,
It's a pinfall or submission. No, like that's it. When was the last time we had a good Falls Count Anywhere for a title match? A good, you know what we haven't seen in a long time? A submission match. Haven't seen one of those in forever.
I don't think I've seen them like since Ruthless Aggression, I think.
Yeah, and I think another key to it is how WWE like in the last couple years has handled like finishers.
Oh yeah.
Finishers don't really mean anything anymore. And let's say not Damian Priest, because yes, let's go with Sami Zayn. He Hulu kicks Roman gets out of it. He kicks him again, he gets out of it. That would be a perfect last man standing match right there.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They just a regular match. Sometimes, like some of the talent, they're being wasted with the just regular stipulation matches.
Oh, sure.
Give them a special, like Kevin Owens, Extreme Rules. Give them that. Let's see how that match goes. Make it a Falls Count Anywhere. So we see that match go everywhere, everything being used, and then last man standing, they get the gold, they win. For the women's, you have Shayna Baszler, who's the mission magician, but she's never like really able to use the submissions to win a match, because well, they've been just wasting her in the female tag team.
Yeah.
So here comes so and so's partner to break up the submission. 1-1, give her a 1-on-1 submission match with who else? With because Asuka's out right now. I'd say Asuka. They're both submission.
Yeah,
like
they're
good with
experts.
The submission.
Especially if we're gonna just do grudge matches too.
Yeah, I think people. I don't know about other people. I'm tired of them. The Bloodline match, I just know it. They're building up to have that moment where Rock comes out and either does something to Roman or gets in his face and tells him something. Like, so the Bloodline match, like Bloodline, that's its own thing. It could be a grudge. I would consider it a grudge match because Roman's like, I'm the OTC.
Yeah.
I think my what is it, the Hallelujah?
The Fala'alua.
Yeah, like, I need that back to show that I'm top dog. Yeah, alright, grudge matches. Leave it, that's cool. But going back, Liv and Rhea, that's an overdone grudge match that shouldn't really be a thing anymore. Like, Rhea, you lost. We're gonna put you back into the running. We're gonna bring someone else up to face Liv. Right now, well, it's supposed to be Io, but Rhea and Io just went through the War Games, so who knows when we're gonna see that title match.
Yeah, no, like
Bayley. I would say anytime Bayley's involved with Nia, that could be considered a grudge match. And
yeah,
for me, I'm done with Bayley.
I think Bayley, she shouldn't. I wouldn't say she shouldn't ever be champion again, but I feel like it should be a long time before we put the belt around her again.
Yeah. Like, it maybe in a year or two, maybe between now and then, give her a mid card run, but not gold.
I feel like that's what we should do with like Charlotte Flair and like Becky Lynch, and that is, we need to kind of move them towards like the mid card scene a little bit more, or like at least elevate the mid card scene where like the mid carders beat them for their title, because I think what an issue can kind of happen is like, we're kind of like, when you have not a legend but somebody who's already been in the main event scene so much, is like when they fall down to mid card, a lot of people are like, oh look, they're falling down, when there's some wrestlers who make it look very like genuine. Like LA Knight was like shooting from the mid card scene to the main event scene, and then we put him back in the mid card scene, and not anyone ever thought like, oh, we need to put him back in the main event scene. Everyone was like, oh, hell yeah, he's gonna be in the mid card scene. This is awesome. Like, this is a win. Like, this isn't a negative at all for him or for like us.
Yeah, and I think it would, like, the same people on the top in the main card events and everything. I think people get burned out.
Yeah.
Just seeing them always, oh, it's Cody and Kevin, Cody and Roman, Cody and Randy, Nia, Naomi, Liv, Rhea. Put them down in the mid card. Get some mid cards, like on the women's side, Piper Niven. I would have loved to see her have a title run.
Oh my god, she was great.
Yeah, on the men's side, Carmelo, he's an up and comer. I would love to see him get some mid card gold and then move him up. because you had him go against Cody, like what, his second or his first or second weekend.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, but what, the last 10 matches, 7 of them have been against Andrade. Like,
yeah,
they've been good matches. Both of them should be pushed. Put him up in the main card. Especially Andrade, because he could wrestle. WrestleMania, when he was the substitute, he did awesome.
Oh, for sure. I think, like, I think it's like the same thing could be said with Ilya Dragunov. Like, if Gunther is gonna get his aura back and he's gonna beat both Damian Priest and Finn Balor, I need to see Ilya Dragunov kind of come out and be like ready to take down Gunther, to kind of set up this idea of like, even like from NXT. Like, I miss when like we could set like a good promo for a rivalry and really not stretch it out, but we can really like add to it and make it seem more valid. Like, I would like the Rock versus Austin is like the classic one where the music, everything is set up to like make you go, oh shit, like this is years of the making. This is years of just not fucking with each other. Like, they need to do something like that with Ilya and Gunther, because I think that would be awesome. We haven't seen Ilya since a while now. I think he's out.
Well, yeah, he got injured in a live show.
Yeah.
So if he's good by Rumble, I think you have him come out and put on a good show in the Rumble. And I think with that, you could have Gunther just be like, you know what? We had our beef in NXT. You did great. Let's put on a main event. The two of us, old, just like the old days. What's the like at the event right after Mania maybe, or after Rumble? Boom, let's see it. Because yeah, some of the rivalries too, they're fast, they're put together very quickly, and they can't really sell it.
Like, I think that's why I'm very excited to see what's gonna happen on SmackDown with Shinsuke winning, because I like this idea of like Shinsuke being right about LA Knight, and LA Knight kind of like coming back, and like maybe he takes a little time off, but he comes back and he attacks Shinsuke. Let's let Shinsuke be this fucking Oni fucking devil fucking villain for a bit, where he starts attacking all these opponents and like kind of gives this aura of like kind of, I always call it the horror aura, like when they used to let Finn Balor beat Demon Balor, when they used to let Undertaker come out for like a bit for the rivalry, or you let fucking The Fiend out, like let's build this demon looking Shinsuke that way, where like he starts having a rivalry with somebody. It doesn't need to be long, but it does need to set up this idea that Shinsuke is like pinpointing like people's weaknesses, only for like LA Knight to come out and like kind of be like you got me, I can admit that, but like you got a fatal flaw too, Shinsuke. And then they have like a better match, because I did feel like they did story-wise kind of make it seem like, oh, LA Knight is kind of scared of Shinsuke. That's why it felt a little slow and it felt a little rocky around. I would love it if like we see like the second round of this match would be like a more confident showing, and it's very more even. That makes us go, fuck yeah, this is how you do it. You build your champion back up, you make him lose right away, and he comes back a while after and comes back in a vengeance. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're gonna put it on at a pay-per-view, just for namesake, because that's not pay-per-view anymore.
It still feels like we have to call it a pay-per-view, because it's always like it feels like a big event.
Yeah, you know what? But yeah, have that match happen at the Royal Rumble. Have it happen early. and they could whoever loses, they can still be put into the Rumble, have them do good. Like, just it's the perfect event to have like LA Knight redeem himself, I would say.
Yeah, story-wise, redeem himself.
Yeah, story-wise, redeem himself. And whoever loses, they can still go out on the Rumble and still put on a good performance.
That's true. Oh man, I like how we went into the wrestling hole, and it just like spiraled out. I was like, damn, that's like 20 minutes, and then it's an hour 15, and I'm like, what the heck?
Well, because especially with just yesterday having War Games, like there's so much to talk about.
Oh my god, yes. I just want to give a big shout out. Like, I fucking love what Triple H has been doing and Shawn Michaels has been doing in NXT. Like, I think they really have captured what people have been looking for in terms of like wrestling content and wrestling storylines.
100%. Because, especially the later years under Vince, it was just getting stale. I mean, you even had like Seth come out. I think Roman too. Like ratings were they were dropping. They weren't doing that well. The stories were all just, oh, Brock came back. Oh, he's going on this giant title run, but he's only defending every other pay-per-view. Like, it was just those last years under Vince were pretty dark for WWE.
I just think the whole PG era was just a fucking mistake. And I'm not saying like it's bad to have like, oh, we need to be more PG. I think there was been a lot of kids who watched wrestling and grew up with it enough to understand like, okay, this is how things go down. And for you to kind of clean it up and make it very, I like Sesame Street, very like, very marketable to like the kids, like overly marketable to kids, you lost a lot of people because it just wasn't as fun. It felt like very cookie cutter. Like, you guys made John Cena a superhero when like for everyone over like 10 years old, all they wanted was to see John Cena lose a match against Edge, against Randy Orton, against Umaga, like whoever they could throw at him. Like, it just was like fun to root against him because of that.
Yeah, but I think with Cena is a weird special case because Cena, he gets the crowd to cheer, like especially during that time, the crowd would cheer, the crowd would boo, all at the same time. It was just very. It was very interesting to see how like Cena would come out to both the boos and the cheers, and now it's kind of moved away. You either get the cheers or you get the boos. It's nothing in between anymore. So Cena was very like Cena came out was like the best product of that era. But
he was the product, I think.
Yeah, he was the product of the era, but that was then. This is now, and especially with like how we said earlier with WWE having bringing talent from New Japan, Ring of Honor, TNA. It's a new crowd. They don't want the cookie cutter. They don't want the PG. They want good. They want good stories and good talent.
That's all we can hope for. But one of my people asked what animals mixed into your model's ears.
The one that is shown right now, that's Luca. That's my second Ringo character. He's a hyena.
I thought a hyena. I was like, I feel like the spots on the ears are kind of the giveaway.
Yeah, because when I came up with her, it was it was very early on, so it was mostly, you know, cats, dragons, dogs, like wolves, the fucking kitsunes. I was like, I'm gonna come out with something different. I was like, you know what? I got the hyena. Boom, perfect. Like, like the 3 characters I have are done for. My first one, Yuki, she's obviously, I don't know if you can really tell. She's basically, her animal would be a wolf.
Yeah.
Fuka, she's a hyena. And then the third one, Tuna, she's a coyote. How many coyote VTubers are up there? Like, maybe 1?
Yeah. I think people. So, I actually really like hyenas as an animal, and I think a lot of people always kind of like mistake hyenas. They're like, oh, they're like dogs, right? Or they're like cats, and I'm like, I mean, kind of. They're basically badgers. These little like hyenas are just fucking big badgers, in my opinion.
Yeah, in the sense they're, I think, in a sense they're badgers. I think somewhere they're supposedly closer to felines. I don't know how, because they look like dogs, but nowhere near. No, they're apparently nowhere near dogs. But yeah, the hyena as an animal is just, it's weird. It's interesting because imagine you're just out there in the middle of the Sahara. You start hearing giggling, laughing. But I don't know the difference between the two. And you're just like, am I hallucinating? Oh, look, it's a dog. And it's like, no, it's not a dog. It's this weird spotted thing that's just laughing at you. And oh, look, there's a whole pack and they're laughing at you. You're in danger. You might want to get out of there.
I think hyenas are more likely not to attack than lions are. I think they're very much more careful hunters and predators than like lions are. I know for sure, like in Africa, like the animal that you run into, like you're fucking dead on sight, is the wild dogs, like the African wild dogs. Like the second you come across that, you're done. Like those fucking dogs are like made to hunt down and like wear down.
Well, yeah, even just the canine in general, like, you know, you always hear the whole, all dogs come from wolves. Wolves are almost like the apex predator in the wild. Every animal, they retain some part of their ancestry. Every canine, even in the States and third world countries, packs of dogs, if they're hungry, doesn't matter how friendly you are food.
Oh yeah. It's especially, so I live in TJ, so like in Mexico, so I think it's funny because there are like packs of dogs together. Like there's groups of like these red nose and blue nose pit bulls with like golden retrievers and like a couple of German shepherds. Like these dogs will all like gang up together and just like roam around together. They'll all walk together. Like it's always interesting, and it always kind of hits me with like, damn, like really animals are a lot more in tune with their senses than I think most people are, but we just kind of try to like deny our senses. We have a lot more consciousness to like fight against our instincts, but like I think most of us are all social creatures that like in terms of like need or anything, we'll gang up, we'll make a gang, we'll fucking figure some shit out and do what we can to eat or do what we can to survive.
Oh, 100%. Especially if times get rough. You always see, like, we have plenty of fictional examples, you know, zombie movies, alien movies, post-apocalyptic settings. When times get rough, people get together so that they can thrive, they can survive and thrive. And it's sad in a sense that it's only when things get bad. That's when the instinct kicks in of, oh, I need to get with other people. I need to get with other humans so that I can survive.
Yeah,
so
no.
It's like a weird survival instinct / greed. I would argue a greed instinct because it's like I'm being greedy because I am gonna leech off of others so that not only do they survive, but mainly so I survive.
Yeah.
I think the perfect example would be Shane from The Walking Dead. He's like, oh, all these he's a part of a group, but when times got rough, I mean, we saw what he did. He shot that guy in the leg, and he's like, oh, sorry, my life is more important.
Yeah. But I'll tell you a funny story because you mentioned a coyote earlier, and I just started to think about it. I used to do like Uber Eats in the morning after my work. I would like go and drive around. And I remember I had seen in the corner of my eye peripherals the dog just running around, and I was like, what it's like 6:30 in the morning, 7 in the morning. I'm like, oh, there's a dog running around without its leash. And sometimes, you know, I'll get like a snack or something. I'll get like a Jack in the Box burrito or like a burger or something, and I had meat on me basically, and I was trying to get this dog to come to me, and I was like, wow, this is like a weird looking German Shepherd, but I was like, whatever, let me get this dog over here. And I was giving it food, and it ate my food and it ran away, and I was like, wait, no, you need to come in the car with me. I need to make sure that I get you to your owner. And there was a lady who was watching me do this, and she goes like, you know, that's a coyote, right, son? And I was like, huh? I was like, is that your dog? She goes, no, that was a coyote. And I was like, oh. And she goes, I had no idea what you were doing. She was like, I thought you were, I don't know if you were trying to like animal, like I don't know if you thought it was hurt or something or what. I was just watching you, like trying to figure out why you're trying to put a coyote in your car.
I like the fact that she waited until the coyote ran away to say anything.
Well, I guess she might have been scared. She was like an older lady. She was like I would probably say like 50 or something, but I think she was just like watching, like confused that like. Man, but that's not like the first time.
Every day, so it's big.
Like this isn't the only time it's happened. Like it happens a lot at night because like my friends and me will drink and we'll go out, and then we'll like, oh, there's a dog on the road, and all my friends love animals, so they're like, quick, stop the car, pull over, let's get this dog in the car. And then we see that this dog is like a little more pointier nose than that. It's very like jumping and very wild. I'm like, oh, that's a coyote. All right, never mind. Just fucking let's just go.
The other way.
Let's just let it be, or just get it out of the street, and it'll find its way to where it needs to be.
Yeah, he'll go meet up with his friends. Yeah, the same around here too. I live in a border town.
Yeah.
Right, like southwest of Palm Desert.
Oh, you live in Palm Desert? Oh my, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I love it. I love it when it's perfect. Because it's like, oh, not too hot, not too cold, cool. But then if it gets too hot or too cold, it's just horrible. But
yeah,
like, so, you know those Ring cameras? There's one in my house. There's an app. You can download it. It's called the neighborhood app.
Yeah.
Well, it connects you to other people who have a Ring. Well, yeah. Every now and then, it's like there's a pack of coyotes on this street. Oh, there's a group of coyotes over here. Group of coyotes, like coyotes are nothing new in the neighborhood. Always like you could hear them just causing shenanigans in the back lots because where else are they gonna be?
Yeah.
Actually had a coyote on the other side of the wall one time. It was just by itself. Started yelling at it because that's what normal people do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like for most people they won't ever experience that. they won't really experience how it feels to, in a sense, coexist with wildlife to that extent. Especially like coyotes, because they're still a form of dog, so it could be dangerous if they're starving. It could be dangerous.
Oh yeah, especially if they're rabid.
Yeah, especially like at least here, plenty of just like junk for them to eat. So you don't really hear it's not on the news like, oh, a group of people got attacked by coyotes. Oh, this man walking by himself got attacked by coyotes. Like, thank God it's not like that. But
yeah,
it's just food for thought that a lot of people don't really realize. Oh, I don't have to worry about that. It's an interesting interesting aspect of life.
Oh yeah, and I think what sucks too, like the whole desert area. Like, I mean, I had friends who lived in Palm Desert, and I have a couple coworkers that used to like live in like Palm Springs and like that whole area. And like, yeah, I used to cook a bunch of meth, and I used to just throw the rocks to like dogs and coyotes, and I'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And they're like, "You never know, like, yeah, just throw a little something." And I was like, "No wonder fucking coyotes are going crazy over there. You're giving them fucking superpowers." These coyotes
You've heard about Florida, man? Just wait till you hear about messed up coyotes.
That sounds like something that would be in Florida. I think I will say this, and I think this is funny. There's no coyotes in TJ, and I think I had asked somebody. I asked them like, why is there no like coyotes down here? And they looked around, and you see all these dogs, and then I was like, yeah. He goes, that's why. It's like, imagine having to compete with a bunch of these dogs all the time for food, and you already like, and you're like, the people will beat you on sight, but they won't beat a dog on sight. And I was like, oh, I guess I could see that. No wonder you'd get pushed out real quick. And coyotes, I think a lot of people forget, like when they're like, oh, like a wolf is strong, coyotes are like strong. I was like, no, we made dogs to be strong. We purposely bred wolves to the point where like we made sure we had a specialty variant wolf for every like situation. Like, yes, wolves are dangerous and huge, but we made a Tibetan Mastiff to fight wolves. We made a Great Pyrenees to protect cattle from packs of animals. Like, dogs are not like the weak things that we like to like kind of. I think a lot of people like have this idea like domestication means weakness. No. Domestication just means we have control over them. That's the reason why we've made Frankenstein's monster, and we have it hunt its predecessor. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and especially like you said, a pack of dogs with different dogs in that group. You got a German, like just one German Shepherd's already scary enough. You throw two of them, or even just pit bulls with the fact that they can lock their jaws. Yeah, nah, those coyotes they might be wild, but they're not stupid. They're not gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna walk into that pet. Like, they know, like, if we go over there, we're gonna get our ass whooped. It's not worth it. Let's just go the other direction.
And I think that's what like saves animals that are wild, like coyotes and wolves, is like they understand, okay, like we can't fuck with these domesticated animals because they will risk their life for their owners. A wolf, maybe the father wolf, maybe the alpha wolf will risk its life for its entire pack, but like a lot of them are gonna cut their losses because they understand it's better to be alive than it's better to fight for your food or die for your food. We've trained dogs to like, no, dying for your master is everything is that you could ever wish for. That's how crazy we've made like animals.
Yeah, And especially like you said, like like wild animals don't get beat on sight. So imagine someone has a pack of dogs. You know, these are his own dogs. But feeds them, gives them water, gives them shelter. You're a coyote. You and your pack are like, oh, we're gonna go mess with that pack. You're not only dealing with the pack of domestic dog, but you have this owner coming out with whatever he can grab his hands on to just start beating on you. Like, yeah, no, it's not fair when it comes to domestic to the domestic animal.
Yeah, like I've seen people with like wolf dogs, especially here in TJ. It's a big fucking thing to own like a wolf dog. And like the wolf dogs are very timid, they're very scared, they're very like shy, and they like to like basically just be close to their owner, or like if they're affectionate, they're almost infantilized a little bit more than normal dogs are. And I always thought that was funny, because a lot of people are like, damn, no one's gonna fuck with you if you have a wolf. And I was like, no, this dog is gonna fucking run away. This has like the animal instincts of it's better to fight another day. Like, I don't think you realize, like, just because it looks big and scary doesn't mean it's gonna act big and scary. Like, a Jack Russell is a small cute dog, but that motherfucker will like bite you and chase you. Miniature pinchers are like these small little Chihuahua looking dogs, but they can be trained like police dogs, like they're Doberman pinchers, and they can do serious damage. Like, don't ever think just because this dog is like fucking almost 5 feet tall he doesn't mean he's gonna fight like he's 5 feet tall.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that people also people. I think it's a thing that people
like a common misconception.
Yeah, it's a misconception of something cute and something like safe, but something not cute. It means not safe. I mean, with dogs, it's the perfect example, like you said. Not even just a Doberman Pinscher, but the Chihuahua itself. Oh, it's a cute little dog. Let me go pet it, and then it's fucking trying to rip your soul out. Like,
I think Chihuahuas actually have more wolf DNA than normal dogs do.
Well, I mean, with the size, it's understandable.
Yeah, they got the gene that made them super small. Coyotes are sneaky. Reminds me of fox in their behavior. Yeah, coyotes are sneaky. They're very much pack-oriented animals, Freya. But foxes are actually really cute, and they're essentially like the if you wanted a cat but in a dog's body, a fox is the way to go.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, like when you see the like YouTube videos, TikTok shorts, everything, like people who own foxes, even just like a wild fox, the fox is just a weird animal in its own.
Yeah.
In its own sense, because it's like it just wants to be left alone, wants to maybe nibble on some food that you got out, but other than that, it's not like trying to. Unless it has rabies. I think foxes can get rabies.
Yeah, I think most mammals can get rabies.
Okay, yeah. So, like, unless it has rabies, it just wants to be left alone.
Yeah. I think... honestly, I will say this, and I think it's funny, is that, like talking how dangerous, like, big dogs and big animals are. A lot of people have the same conception with, like, tigers, and like, how are they even allowed to keep a fox as a pet? There's certain areas in the United States, and I believe in certain parts of Europe too, foxes are. This was a study, and I can't remember who did the study, and I thought this was very interesting. What they did is they took a regular fox has natural grayish brownish fur for camouflage, and they would feed it. They would have it have babies. They would take the friendliest of the babies, and they started noticing that they did, I think 4 generations of this, or 5 generations of this. the foxes that were the nicer ones that actually liked human interaction and were being fed and being loved on and liked being like touched and like being treated, their fur tended to be more lighter than the previous ones, and people started realizing that domestication really fur color really does kind of show domestication in a sense. That's why if you see like big black wolves, you know for a fact that those wolves aren't fully wolf. There has to be dog DNA in that, because all black for wolf isn't it's not natural. It's not beneficial either. Like a grayish color that can blend in with like the snow is usually what goes for. But if you see even all white is something that was used for snow, but like black or like even darker brown colors and like that is a big sign that these animals are domesticating themselves, or like there's a level of domestication in their DNA, because those are unnatural colors. Those colors come from domestication. So white for foxes, after a certain time, their fur getting lighter, is a sign that they're domesticating themselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, we see, like, you see some scientists, you know, they go out, they tag these dogs. Wild wolves, they have their own territory. Like, that's just them not roaming, let's say, not roaming from the East Coast to the West Coast. Like maybe back in the early years of life they would have done that, but now it's like, oh, they have their zone is maybe 5 miles east to west, 5 miles north to south, and that's where they stay. Anything that comes in, that's theirs. Anything that goes out, oh well. So yeah, in a sense, like you said, they're domesticating themselves to a general area. Wildlife is very interesting.
Yeah, and it's also very like, and it's not just with like canids too. I think with even felines, like a lot of people, like when they see like these sanctuaries and they're like, why is there a lion in the sanctuary? The lion should be in the jungle. And people have to be like, well, I mean, if he grew up in the jungle, then we would keep him in the jungle. But this lion's bitch made. It's been spoiled. It's been given too much human interaction. It's been bottle fed. It's been given food. It doesn't know what hunting is. It doesn't know what having to fight is. It has no idea what it means to be an actual lion. Like, yes, this thing can hurt you because it'll play too hard, or it'll bite you, or maybe you piss it off too much, it does something against you. But like, essentially, this animal is useless in the wild because it's had too much human interaction. And that's why, like, you'll see at zoos or like sanctuaries that there's lions or like bobcats or tigers, and people are like, well, we should free them. Like, no, they're gonna survive long in captivity because they've been too captive all their life. They've either been circus animals or they've been like exotic pets, and it's too much now. These animals don't have those killer instincts.
It would be more harmful to the animal itself to let them back into the wild than just keep them in a preserve, a safari. I don't know. I guess the safari would be the best word.
Yeah, no, but, because
going back to the question about how people can eat foxes, it's very interesting. You'd be surprised what kind of animals you can actually have. Like,
yeah,
it's incredible.
I think a lot of people forget like the list of animals. They kind of have this like basic idea, and they kind of have like a big list. Oh, I want this and that. It's like there's a lot more animals than you think. Like there's tons of animals, and oddly enough, like a lot of them do have a level of domestication. It's never permanent. It's never gonna be like how a dog or a cat is really, but it's close enough, or it's just there enough that it's almost, not I want to say terrifying, but it's very surprising. Like, people have possums as pets. They have raccoons. Some people, squirrels, birds, crows. we talked about foxes, badgers,
reptiles, arachnids,
hedgehogs.
Yeah, like the list of animals that people have is, yeah, like you said, it's surprising.
I mean, we have bovines, like cows and pigs and boars, like those, like that is a dangerous animal. A fucking bull and a boar, that shit will fucking skewer the shit out of you. But yet, you have people who are able to domesticate them enough, or like at least get like a different variant of it and like have it as a livestock.
Yeah. Like, it's only a matter of time before people can start like domesticating sharks. I mean, even now we already have those small, blue tail, or there's a certain shark you can buy at like pet stores that you can own. They don't grow too.
Yeah, the small ones. Yeah. I was in what animal would you like own? Like the crazy animal like that you think you would like to own?
That's a good question. There's plenty. I think just for the last, I would love that to have a hyena, because it'd be hilarious.
I've seen that.
Middle of the night, you hear giggling. It's like, oh, there's people, and it's like, no, it's just this guy, your neighbor's hyena.
So
hanging out.
Fun. I don't know how accurate this is, but so during like in France, you know, there was like these werewolf happenings and stuff like that. A lot of people describe like the beast of, I think it's Jedruval or something like that. Like, yeah,
that whole city's going to be under siege by wolves.
I think somebody was saying like, I forgot what I was watching. This could have been like a fucking bullshit thing, but I guess what somebody was using was a long-haired hyena that they had gotten exotic through exotic trading, and they were able to train it, and they would have it attack people essentially and try to like ward it off. It's like essentially it was like a serial killer guy who would use his hyena very much as like to create panic, so he could kind of come out on top and show people that he was like a hero essentially. And I think they had it at a museum. They're like, oh, we have the beast, if you guys want to see it. And then it was like a long-haired hyena, just that just kind of like, I mean, of course, if it's long-haired, it's gonna look like a wolf. But I just think it's funny. Like, yeah, hyenas are more technically domesticatable than a wolf is, like especially at a young baby age.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you hear like stories with veterans that, you know, they do work over there in Africa, there's stories of like the armies over there, their dogs, they don't have dogs, they have hyenas.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting because it's like, I mean, they gotta work with what they have, right? You're not gonna import German Shepherd into Africa, some of the hottest temperatures out there, with little, like in some places with little to no water. Like, you're better off domesticating the pack of hyenas that are up the road.
I know in Australia, like, it's not uncommon that you might have like a dingo dog, like your dog might be like part dingo, or like you might domesticate a wild dog and then find out later that it's half dingo or like 60% a dingo and stuff like that.
That's it. Because aren't dingo are extinct, I believe, right?
No, dingoes are very much alive in Australia. They're their own, like, I think what people try to figure out is exactly what is the parent species of dingo, because they essentially are an invasive species in Australia. They came and they kind of conquered, like, I mean, for God's sakes, kangaroos, literally the reason why the kangaroos drown dogs now is because that was the only way they can beat dingoes. Like, all dogs look like dingoes to these jacked up rabbits. So their whole plan of beating these canids is, yeah, let's see how fucking tough you are when you can't swim in the water.
That's interesting. Didn't really know that. But yeah, oh man, in Australia. Well, before it was like, you know what, maybe I'd love to visit Australia. And you hear about all the giant insects and then the kangaroos that will box you, and yeah, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want to ever visit Australia. Maybe just where I'll find like the most urban packed city, and that's where I'll go for my vacation. Because yeah, that is one scary country.
I think I have a friend. Her name is Bats, and like I know for a fact like Australia is filled with animals that are just like. I think Australia has the most scariest looking animals, like these animals that are just like big insects, poisonous this, but I honestly still think Africa is the scariest. Like I think anywhere there's a fucking hippo, this fucking giant land mammal that can run me down and eat me whole and like take me out in seconds, is the most dangerous country in the world.
Yeah, hippo, they might look cute and cuddly, but they are dangerous. Like, I'm pretty sure that some nature documentaries you can go watch a hippo just fuck up a crocodile.
Yeah, and a lion.
Yeah. Like, yeah, hippos are not to be messed with. If you see a hippo, just sneak away. Don't even run, because it will run you down.
Yeah, dude, hippos are fucking gnarly. I think like they're the most dangerous. I think they are the most dangerous animal in Africa. Bears are also very dangerous. But bears are interesting.
Yeah, bears are interesting because, and I think it's mainly when they're just starving that they're 100% dangerous.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you see some of the, you see videos all the time of like, bears will just like run off when like dogs start going after them, dogs with people, they're like, I'm booking it. But yeah, you run into a bear that's been starving, yeah, that bear's gonna ruin your day.
I think the polar bear is the scariest bear.
Well, yeah, there's like little to no food.
I think
might get a meal once in a while because the seal come up. They're like, oh look, and then the bear just runs them down.
No, I will. Oh man. Well, so with polar bears, I think what's very scary is like, I think people like they've described that polar bears have like a very like not only that their sense of smell is incredibly stronger than most bears are, but because of their lack of food, they'll stalk their prey for days. They will fucking be on that trail for days. You can be far away from them. That bear's catching up with you. That bear's not gonna let you out of his sight, and as long as you're alive and not in its belly, you are free game.
Yeah, and I'm betting that bear doesn't need that much sleep either.
I don't think they do, especially since like I don't think they hibernate really.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
That's more of a
grizzly bear.
Well, not just a grizzly. I think more of like their southern cousin.
Yeah.
Polar bears, they're in the polar ice caps. But like grizzlies, black bears, I think they're more of oh, here comes the snowfall. Gonna go eat as much as I can. I'm gonna go hibernate. Because I don't think pandas hibernate either, right?
I do not think they hibernate. In fact, I think pandas have been essentially defanged, quote unquote, because they prefer bamboo over like meat, and they are technically supposed to eat meat.
Yeah, all I know about pandas is that if it wasn't for people, and mainly because, you know, it's their mainstay, but for the Chinese, if it wasn't for them, pandas would be extinct because they're lazy.
Yeah, they don't. They're also not very reproductive. Like, it takes a lot for a panda to want to reproduce. And humans developed ways for like that to be a thing. Because most wild animals, I don't think they reproduce constantly like domesticated animals do. It's very much a seasonal thing. And yeah, I think we made sure that we were able to save pandas by helping them reproduce as much as possible.
Yeah, I think I've seen something where it's like they have like quote unquote porn for pandas.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that helps. If that helps.
I think they get like aphrodisiacs or something. They give them like this spray, or they give them like certain food that kind of gets them ready to go. But I was gonna ask you this, and I don't know where I wish I could find it. Have you ever seen like this TikTok video of like these guys like on the shore wrestling like what seems to be like this giant worm?
I don't think I've seen them wrestle it. I think I've seen one where they hold it.
Yeah, like they're trying to pull it to shore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was off of Twitter, but I think it had said like it's AI generated. But I don't know. The sea, according to what like scientists, we've only explored 30% of the ocean.
Yeah.
So we don't even know what fully is in the ocean. For all we know, these creatures that people say are AI can actually exist.
That's my fear, man. That's my biggest fear. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, like, we didn't know the giant octopus actually existed until he started showing up, like, dead on the shore.
And then it fucking eats
the ocean is...
killer whales, I think that's what it eats, or that's its natural predator or something.
Yeah, so if there's stuff out there that can eat a whale, yeah, I'm dead. I don't think I want to be anywhere near the water.
Oh god, that's like my big fear. Like I hate that kind of stuff where like it's like you're out in the middle of the ocean and then you see like this giant thing like pass by you. I'm like, dude, how am I supposed to, like, I can only believe like captains of the old world had to like wrestle or fight these giant like animals, and I'm like, dude, we have technology where we can honestly, if dragons were like alive, we could put dragons down with like armor piercing rounds, like, but that doesn't mean I want to fucking fight a dragon.
Yeah, no, if dragons were flying around on the daily, oh man, that would be terrifying. We would still be living behind castle walls.
Yeah, we would. I mean, because, I don't know if we would be. Maybe. You would have to, because
if a dragon could just swoop in, because that's assuming, and I'm pretty sure pigeons, they do show up on radar. But like, if a dragon doesn't show up on radar, you need walls so that you can have people watching 24/7. So imagine you're just sitting down enjoying a nice plate of pancakes, and 3 dragons just come up and start burning down half the city. Like, I think insurance companies would be making bank off of dragon insurance.
Dragon insurance, definitely. Oh man, if dragons existed, I'm in the camp that believe they did exist, but like, if they still existed now, shit would be like flying in general, or like going off to like islands or like certain areas would be difficult, knowing, especially if people are like, yeah, this is a high traffic dragon area, and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, is the military gonna control this? Is this gonna be like just leave it alone and it'll leave you alone kind of shtick? Or like, you never know. Like, I think that's what's like kind of cool and terrifying about like the idea of like dragons existing, or like these giant animals existing, is like, well, do we leave them be and hope that we don't get killed by them, or are we supposed to just fucking, you know, take them down when we see them?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I know there's the not the myth, because while dragons are myth, but the thinking behind it is some people do think dragons existed, but because of their wings would be like birds, because apparently birds don't fossilize. So it'd be like, that's why we could find bones of animals, but not wings, because the bones that made up the wings, they would.
Yeah, they fade because they're hollow, right?
Yeah,
they're hollow bones. I hear that's like the common theory of why there's no like dragon remains and stuff, is because they have hollow bones, and that like they didn't really survive fossilization too much. Yeah.
So if they could have survived that, like, thank God.
Yeah, shit's so scary.
Not even just because if there was dragons, you'd have to assume there was wyverns as well. Imagine just those two general genre dragon creatures. That's already enough to put enough panic into everyday life.
You gotta like. I think it's crazy how much we still learn about the world, like being very like technologically advanced as we are. Like, I want to say it's only like a couple years back that like a lot of people figured out, like, yeah, dinosaurs, their mouths are very beak-like, and they all have feathers because they're birds. And you're like, what? And it makes you kind of look back on like Jurassic Park, and even recently when people released what a T-Rex actually sounds like hearing it is just so unnerving and like anxiety inducing.
Yeah, and I think because like in the case of dinosaurs, you know, there was no life back then that recorded it.
Yeah.
So we're just going off of assumptions. Still 100% don't think we should ever try cloning a dinosaur.
No Jurassic Parks here, yeah.
Yeah, no Jurassic Park stuff. Unless it's like, you know what? Clone it, but you better put that thing down like right away for scientific reasons.
Yeah.
Because, there's a reason they lasted so long, and it took a giant rock to kill them.
It's just, they're fucking insane. And then like when you hear like the stories, like, well, like we have a basic idea of dinosaurs, and then people are like, you want to hear about this dinosaur? It towered this one. You want to hear about this creature from the old world? This is how big it was. And you're kind of left going like, dude, why did this exist? Like, this is terrifying. Like when people talk about like Titanoboa, or they talk about like the Plesiosaurus, or like old crocodiles, or like the Megalodon, you're kind of like left like, dude, if this shit existed in our day and age, like just living life would just feel like an uphill battle every day.
Yeah. I think the biggest creature that you mentioned, the Megalodon, that would just be, just if it were still alive now, would make me not want to do anything. Not even go to the beach. Because imagine you're just there, you're seeing a nice little, someone enjoy a sailboat, and then boom, there goes a Megalodon, chomps down on it, drags it under the waves, and well, they're gone.
Yeah, no, couldn't be me. Like, I mean, the fact that like the saber-toothed tiger existed, and this is like a tiger that's huge and like fucking muscular and ready to run, and then even like, I think it's funny because a lot of people were like, for a long time, that dire wolves had to be a predecessor of wolf, but they were very much like these a cousin species, not really a parent species of wolf. They just called them dire wolves because they thought they were canid, but they're just this secret big buffy looking monster that would hunt the same prey as gray wolves, but just lacked the speed to get it done. They were just all muscle. But imagine seeing that like fucking 6-foot wolf, 8-foot wolf, like, or wolf-like creature just like charging you down. Like, outside is a no-go at that point.
Yeah, it would not. You would probably have, I think that too. It would be another case of certain places would have lived with giant walls.
Get the castle walls.
Yeah, either around towns and cities, or maybe around their general like hunting grounds. And keep them domed in so that they can't leave. But the creatures of the old world, scary stuff.
We just need to keep them in the old world, and I think when we see like that genetic, like a creature genetically inherit those abilities or inherit those traits, and they like grow to like a similar size, maybe not the actual size, but like to a similar size, we're kind of left going, we need to fucking, like, we need to stop this from ever happening.
Yeah, we need to put that thing down.
That thing should not mate.
Like, throw it into a zoo. Give it a couple more decades.
Man, I fucking love animals. Animals are fucking amazing.
Yeah, animals, they're interesting. They're interesting because it's different than a normal person. What is the word? Not mammals. I mean, most creatures are mammals.
Yeah.
The evolution, from people, the theory is that we come from apes. Kind of like this. How one little thing can make it or break it for us.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get what you're saying. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, my bad. I thought you had the call. I don't know. I thought the call dropped or something.
No, I'm still here. I'm good.
All right.
I'm just
you're what?
I was just thinking about animals.
Oh. Well, we're at the 2-hour mark. We can start wrapping up here. Did you want to talk about anything else before we wrap anything up?
No, I don't have anything specific.
Do you have any streams coming up or anything fun in the works coming up for content wise or anything?
The only maybe Friday with the new zombies that dropping. I'm gonna see if I'm not tired, I want to stream it.
Ooh, nice. Maybe put your let me get your stream so that we can put it in the link and make sure that people can go follow you and go see you on you said Fridays when the map is dropping next Friday?
Yeah, on the 5th, the new Call of Duty Zombies map.
So I'll put your link to your Twitch there and let them know that Friday you'll be playing some new zombies. Did you have anybody that's live right now that you'd like to raid or anything like that?
Let me check actually.
Yeah. I like to give the guests the option to pick the person they like the raid. That way, it allows me to find a new person to check out for content, and at the same time too, it's I think it's like a fun way to like end the show.
Yeah, no, I don't really have anybody. Everybody here is ready.
All right, let me look through my peoples and let me see who's live. Give me a second. Let's see who's live for us. We got a couple of people here. Okay, I think we got a group of people. We got someone we can bother. But yeah, thanks again, Umbrella, for coming and hanging out, and just being a guest on the show. I know we just mostly talked about wrestling and like animals, but that's what I like about the show. It's very much just like, you know, come as you are, come as you go kind of thing.
No, thanks for having me. It was really fun, especially just you know, wrestling. It's one of those things where it's either here and there for certain people. Some people are like, it has to go my way for the story, or I only like the real wrestling, like AEW, and it's like, oh, calm down. The company just started.
All right, we're gonna go raid our friend Ray. Stay tuned, guys, and thank you so much, Umbrella. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm sure we'll talk again later about more wrestling stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%. You too, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.